course, the lines are open on 011-542-2186. So you're welcome to join us on social media regarding yet another contentious situation in Khayelitsha regarding the forceful removal of backyard dwellers. Joining us in studio is Zanele Loana, Deputy National Convener of Black First Land First. Thandeka Gada is a DA Member of Parliament and Constituency Head for Khayelitsha. Ndithini Typhoid is Khayelitsha Development Forum Chairperson. Thanks so much for joining us. Let's just start with the BLF and your involvement in this. Of course, the key interest or the ultimate goal being the reversal of the stealing or or theft of indigenous land. So how much closer are the people of Khayelitsha to realizing this particular imperative of owning their own land? As the name of our movement says, that we are a Black First Land First movement, and that is to say, as Black people, in order for us to change the lived experience of our people, we have to advocate and mobilize our people towards the return of the land. Now, the community of the backyarders, particularly in Khayelitsha, become a very relevant stakeholder, people that we can struggle with, because they form part of the community that is landless. They form part of the community that cannot afford bond houses. They form part of the community that does not qualify for RDB houses. They form part of a community that the government constantly lies to, that they are going to be assisted with housing, and that has not happened. They've been given promises since as early as 2011, and we are in 2017 now. And it's very important for us as a movement to say that, to be in the forefront, to be at the front for the struggle of the land, and to even stretch it further to say even the unused municipal land that our people are occupying today is not even enough to respond to our problems today. Yeah. And we must ask bigger questions on why do we have problems of space in this country? Why do we have problems of our people not being able to be afforded proper housing or even to afford proper housing? It is as a result of the white nature of means of productions in this country, because people who own stuff in this country are white, and people who stay in townships are slaves, are exploited by white businesses. So we constantly have to stretch this further and not demonize our people when they occupy land, to actually say this is a revolutionary act, this is what we should have done for a very long time in South Africa. All right, let's get to Thandeka Gada, the DA Member of Parliament and Constituency Head for Khayelitsha. Thandeka, thanks so much for your time. Just in terms of your approach, I suppose we could say, tongue-in-cheek, this is the real flip side of colonialism, where people are still dispossessed, they are displaced, and there's no means of including them in the mainstream wealth and resources of this country. What is the approach beyond just getting law enforcement to evict already destitute communities? What is the approach that you will employ in Khayelitsha going forward, or in other areas for that matter?
Thank you, ma'am. I'm just listening carefully to what the BLFL is saying with regards to the issue of land in Khayelitsha. First of all, the land that we're talking about here is the land that has been earmarked for housing deliveries in Khayelitsha, especially the one that is in the CBD. That land was earmarked for housing about 3 years ago. And the CEO of Khayelitsha Community Trust, I did the sword turning in that piece of land. And the people of Khayelitsha wanted a specific type of houses there. And I did this, when I did the sword turning, people were so excited. They were so happy. And today I engaged the KCT of the CEO of KCT to say, where is the delay for us now to be running up and down to protect this piece of land, and yet the city of Cape Town put about 21 million under USDG to make sure that we develop that piece of land for the people of Khayelitsha to benefit the houses. So it is not true what the BLFA is saying with regards to the pieces of land in Khayelitsha. There are so many pieces of land in Khayelitsha that are not owned by the city of Cape Town. The one is Denel land. And we need to ask, the city of Cape Town, when I was the MACO member for human settlements, we wrote a letter to National Minister asking if they can give that land to the city of Cape Town so that we can solve the housing problems in Khayelitsha. The fact of the matter is that the pieces of land that they are illegally occupying under the umbrella of the BL have been earmarked for the development for the very same people that BLFL is talking about. Because the people of Khayelitsha, they know, and I'm happy that the people of Khayelitsha are defending these people to occupy those pieces of land, because what it means and what is BLFL is doing is to encourage more informal settlements. People want houses.
Yes, please just stay on the line with us. Let's give the BLF a chance to respond, essentially saying that you're encouraging land grabbers where there is a process in place to deal with the housing issue.
By the way, I must put it out there that I grew up in that very same area that the land occupation is currently taking place. That area is very close to an area called J section. That's where I grew up. That land there has been lying idle, unused, empty for so many years until I left Cape Town. So it's untrue to say. In fact, it's a decoy. It's a decoy to run away from the real cries of the people, to say this is land that is being earmarked for housing, but no housing have been delivered to the people. This is not the very same act. This is not the first time that the backyarders have actually occupied land in that particular area and areas surrounding that area. In fact, it's a narrative of anti-black racist of the Democratic Alliance to constantly not engage the people on what they are demanding, because they are a party that constantly puts up front the interest of businesses and not the interest of the people. The BLF is in solidarity with the people. If there are residents in Khayelitsha that are against the land occupation there, it is our duty as black people who are part of this process to engage our people and to broaden and unpack the real reasons why in 2017 I was struggling for land in this country.
Yeah.
If the DA has a project to deliver the people, to deliver houses to the people, why has it waited for so long? They must not demonize the people. They must just tell us when are the people going to receive houses. We also know
Zanele,
the track record of the DA in giving toilets to the people of Khayelitsha, toilets with no doors, toilets with no roof.
Yes, Zanele, let's also get from the Khayelitsha Development Forum, the chairperson there, Ndithini Tyford. Good evening to you, and thanks so much for joining us. Just give us a sense, the question being in terms of the timelines. We heard from the DA in Khayelitsha that the land was demarcated for housing. Other community members are concerned that their properties would be devalued if land grabbers in this case were permitted to stay. So what is exactly going on, and when can people anticipate some meaningful, tangible results in that space?
Thank you, Cindy. First of all, the surname is Chido.
Chido.
Chido, yes.
All right.
Two, when we engage with MP Gada, for instance, we don't look at her from the party she comes from. We rather look at her on the basis of what she is now currently deployed to do in Khayelitsha. That's the first point. But a second point is that the Khayelitsha Development Forum supports the struggle of backyarders. But we do not support the proliferation of shacks in Khayelitsha, because we do not look at blackness and associate it with shacks. We really are saying that the backyarders, yes, they are within their rights to demand houses. And the KDF supports the backyarders call for houses. But what we do not agree, as you see the image you are showing of the bus that is being burnt out, that's a bus delivering black people, potentially other backyarders traveling in those buses. The KDF rejects any notion that violence such as this, where other fellow backyarders are in fact, I am still in Khayelitsha. I speak to you now in Khayelitsha. Now, the point we're doing here, Cindy, is that the Khayelitsha Development Forum advocates and lobbies for a Khayelitsha of the future, not a Khayelitsha of the now, of the land grabbing, but a Khayelitsha of the future where all residents will have houses and live, work and play.
Yeah, Mr. Tito, I suppose what I'm asking, how do you neutralize the situation while we anticipate in a futuristic Khayelitsha? In the meanwhile, people are frustrated. Lack of housing means that they're destitute, lacking dignity and safe environments to raise their children. So how do you neutralize it with the hope that it will be resolved in the near future?
You see, Cindy, sometimes I'm very worried about...
All right, I think we lost Mr. Tito there. We'll try and get him back. Thandeka, just your response in exactly what's going on. We have, I guess, Zanele saying that she grew up in that very environment. It's a perennial problem and nothing new has happened in terms of development.
Let me tell you, Cindy, for as long as we have people like Zanele who disrupt the city of Cape Town and the provincial programs when they come to Khayelitsha, a month ago, the city of Cape Town came to Khayelitsha for the IDP discussions, for an example. And it was the opportunity of the people to go and mention their wish for the city of Cape Town to deliver services. You know what happened? It was disrupted. And there's allegations that the BLS was behind it. But again, I need to correct one thing here because I don't want Uzanele to mislead people. The issue of the toilet, just one point, because I need to correct it. The issue of the open toilets, in fact, was approved during the time of then Mrs. Noma Indian Feketo. So when the DA took over the administration, that program was already running. I think let us talk the truth. And then with regards to the programs, I just want to ask her, if she is so passionate to fight for the rights of the people, which I want to agree with her, but what I do not want to agree with her is how she is doing it. If they are destroying, for instance, the buses, they are killing the people, at the end of the day, it's going to affect the very same people that she's claiming that they are protecting. So for me, what they are doing is completely wrong. That if you want to fix this area, you must destroy this one. For instance, if you're destroying the hall, the very same people of Khayelitsha would like to make use of that hall. So I think for Zanele, you must engage the city of Cape Town, you must engage the provincial government, sit them down. In fact, and the councillor in that ward, there's an ANC councillor. So it is clear to me that they are not prepared to engage anyone, but they are pushing their own agenda. And the city is not going to sit back and watch that. Much as we appreciate and we also push for the services to come to Khayelitsha. I know the history.
Yeah.
And
Thandeka, won't you just please allow Zanele to respond?
It's unfortunate that Thandeka, as a black person, is a member of the Democratic Alliance that has been the governing party in the Western Cape and particularly in Cape Town. And we know the DA has a legacy, particularly in black areas, particularly township, of demonizing the lived experience of black people, of continuing to give our people the bucket system, even on simple basic needs such as the toilets. The DA, which is in charge of the city of Cape Town, has done nothing to even engage the people who have occupied the land. What they have done instead, they have sent the police land invasion officers to destroy the structures that the people have erected. There's no one that has come out to say no. The Democratic Alliance has offered us an ear. We have got an opportunity for us to put our demands forward and perhaps work out a program to resolve this issue. The DA has no agenda with that.
All right, we'll get a response. Sorry, Zanele, we have a caller, Tsepiso in the Northwest. Hello to you. Good evening, and what's your comment or question?
Cindy, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm great. Cindy, organizations like the BLF and the EFF should be discouraged to come in platform to encourage people to invade land illegally. Because when the consequence arrives that they are nowhere to be found, they are in their fancy houses but the communities are suffering alone there. So they must stop doing that, because if they invade the land, it is illegal and the law should take its course. So many properties have been devalued because of land invasion, because the cities, if they have a land, they have plans for that land. But if people are allowed to invade land all over the place, then it is amount to lawlessness. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Sipiso, saying it's a systemic issue that impacts various other, I suppose, the financial structure. Because if your house is bonded and somebody across the road comes and erects a shack, you are in trouble. But Tandek, I just want to come back to the government spend, and this is an accusation or claim that has been leveled against the DA, that it is very skewed towards the status quo, already established and privileged white Cape Town, your Hout Bays, etc., as opposed to the townships. Give us a sense that there is a concerted effort by the DA in that area and other parts to redress issues of the past and primarily deal with land restitution and land redistribution.
Okay, thank you very much, Cindy. Just to the fact of the matter is that there's inequality in the Western Cape in terms, and that is, the legacy problem. But what the city have done for the past time that the city has been in control of the City of Cape Town municipality is that more than 60% of the budget goes to the poor areas. And the gap is so big that it is like a drop in the ocean. But at least I can tell you more than 67% of the budget of the City of Cape Town that is going to the poor areas, including Khayelitsha. For as long as we've got people like Zanele, because she's accusing me now because I am Democratic Alliance, I don't regret that. But that is the party that is promising people of South Africa, we are the party of hope. So for as long, if they are prepared to see the change in so-called the backyarders that she's saying they are fighting for, then they need to engage right structures. They need to engage the City of Cape Town. I think she must come to the TV to say, we have engaged the City of Cape Town. We have engaged so and so. And this person did not respond. But now she's coming here, she's generalizing as if the City of Cape Town is doing nothing. The IDP discussions were last month. I'm not sure if she attended any of those it was politically motivated to disrupt those IDP discussions.
I understand that we cannot resist taking things personally. Tandega, sorry. I just want to, there was a report on Africa Check regarding how much the City of Cape Town spend on the poor, and the numbers that you're flagging, around 60%, 78%, are actually not true. I'm not sure if that report in itself has been updated, but I think let's not, get into the sloganeering and wanting to appear more virtuous than what we are. That's point number one. But secondly, and Tini is still on the line as a resident of Khayelitsha. Do you have hope and confidence that indeed the issue of landlessness is a priority for the municipality in Khayelitsha and the Western Cape?
Ma'am, the Khayelitsha Development Forum has been engaging. Hello?
Yes, we hear you.
The Khayelitsha Development Forum has been engaging already with the protesters in trying first of all to try to move away violence in their protest, so that whatever is happening now in Khayelitsha must be about developing a program together with the protesters. Tomorrow we're meeting again at 9 o'clock with them, with the leadership that was elected today. They visited us in our offices and we met with them. We addressed them. The worry I always have, ma'am, is to try and sloganeer about the real issues that affect communities. One of the things that we are dealing with now is that the issue of backyarding is real in Khayelitsha. And the Khayelitsha Development Forum takes a view that says it is not our place as a development structure to talk politics about people's development.
All right, let's quickly take a call at Timber in the Val. Good evening to you and thanks for your patience.
How are you, Cindy?
Good, thank you.
Good, thanks for having me. Cindy, I'm so worried, man, about our black South Africans. Cindy, if you can take, why should we have to fight for our land? Why should we have go to negotiate it for our land? If you can check, the people are South African. They must know.
Yeah, it's such a pity, Temba. Your line is not so great. Yeah. Move around a little bit. Yeah, move around a little bit.
Yeah, there's our leaders on the black leadership that are benefiting out of this land of ours. Because I don't see anything. Even the ANC said that it's saying we must go on the police conference and talk about the land. Why we have to negotiate with our land? We can't go here to America and negotiate with Americans or to say that Bush, we have our own land that we can take it whatever as much as we can here.
Temba, we're going to have to leave it there, my brother. I'm really sorry. We're fresh out of time. Zanele Lwana is Deputy National Convener of Black First, the Land First Movement. Tandega Ngada is DA Member of Parliament and Constituency Head for Khayelitsha. Ditini Tido is the Khayelitsha Development Forum Chairperson. Zanele, you and I can take this offline, but we seriously, I'm in trouble with the technical team as it is. So we'll take a quick ad break. We'll see you shortly.